Hello, hello, hello. Nicole Roberts Jones here, your Bankroll Your Brains expert, and welcome to Bankroll Your Brains Thursdays, where I join you once a week, 12 p.m., 30 minutes or less of actionable insight in one of three areas. Number one, what is your brilliance? What is the purpose, the gift that God put you on this earth to dwell in, and anything around that? Number two, the value attached to it. And then number three, how you create multiple streams of revenue from it. And so, literally, this topic today that I'm going to talk to you about, six beliefs that keep you from your ability to bankroll your brains, right? That keep you from creating multiple revenue streams. I've got this topic from whether it's questions you've asked, whether you've been with us live, whether you've sent us questions via our email box. And by the way, if you ever have a question you want me to cover, send an email. All you got to do is say, Nicole, here's my question, or here's a topic I want you to cover, or here's where I'm stuck, or here's where I need support. And one of those three areas, again, what's your purpose and anything attached to it, the value, whether you're going to see here, the six areas I'm going to talk about today are all around value. And then third, how do you create multiple revenue streams in your business or anything around that? Send me an email. Send it to byb@blackdoctor.org. I'm always happy to support you. My ultimate calling in this thing called life is to make sure you get in alignment with your assignment. And how you do that is making sure you're clear in these three areas that I share with you every Thursday. All right. So this Thursday, of course, anytime my schedule doesn't permit and I can't be with you live, I pre-record the episode. So this is pre-recorded. But here's what I want you to do. As you're coming in, tell me hello, because I will come and still read every single comment. And if I can pop in while it's live, I will. Second, tell me name and where you're from. Third, if I'm saying anything that's resonating with you, I'm stepping on your toes, you have questions from what I am getting ready to pour into you, I want you to share. I love this to be interactive. This is a relationship, even though I can't hear you, but I can see your comments. So I want to make sure you actually write in comments. All right. So our conversation for today is six beliefs that would keep you from bankrolling your brilliance. Really, it's six beliefs that will destroy your breathtaking future. And how do I know that? Because I've been in this work for 28 years. Those of you, if this is your first time with me, I've been doing this for 28 years, right? I'm having a hot flash in the middle of it. Woo, right? And it has nothing to do with the weather. It's that season of life for me. So it's funny, my niece always says, Auntie, why do you walk around doing that? I'm like, girl, I'm trying to get my hair off my face because I'm having a hot flash. Get your life. Anyway, so with that said, these six areas that I hear from so many people that I meet. Now, I haven't been able to travel throughout the country because of COVID. So whether it's been on a virtual live, I've been speaking at events virtually, but even when I was doing live events or when I see people in airports, because I still do that, I've been seeing that lately. These are six areas that I literally know are hindering people. So here's what I want you to do. Out yourself. Tell me which area. And if I don't share something that helps you move forward, ask the question. Why would you have a coach here and not ask the question? All right. You ready? Got your pen? You're gonna see me looking down because all my notes are in front of me, all right? So the first area that will keep you from bankrolling your brilliance, the belief that keeps you from it is number one, I will wait until I quit. When I hear people wanting to start a business and they tell me they need to wait until they quit, or they say something like, I'm gonna step out on faith, I go, stop, hold on. Now, first of all, there's a book called Proverbs in the Bible that's a book of wisdom. So God never wants you to have stupid faith. Come on, somebody. I said it. He wants you to have wise faith. And just quitting without strategy is not smart. And not only that, but you don't want to quit your daytime job while you start your business because you need to be able to keep your lifestyle. You need to be able to pay for your internet. You need to be able to eat. How about water? How about I want to pay my mortgage? And when you're starting a business, anytime you generate revenue, you're going to have to put that back into your business. So it's going to take you probably a good 12 to 18 months before you really generate revenue where you don't have to put it back into your business anymore. Well, that's not true. You always have to put it back, but enough that you can actually pay yourself. So you can't wait until you quit. You need to start now. By the way, well, I'll tell you that at the end. So that's number one. Now, here's the thing I want you to also get. I should have said this before I started number one. The things I'm going to walk you through are all about your MBA, your mindset, your belief, and your actions. So your mindset then trickles into what you believe. And if you can't believe it, you won't go do it. See, what you think about, you bring about. So if you think about, well, I can't, I gotta wait. Instead of figuring it out, you'll believe what your mindset is telling you. And then the actions align with that. Okay. So the second area that I have found so many people say that keep them from their breathtaking future, that keep them from living as the highest and best version who God created them to be, is I can't do this and maintain my full-time job. I can't do this and maintain my full-time job, which is a lie. Listen, I started doing my business when I had two daytime jobs. And listen, for my mommies out there that are saying, but my kids and my kids and my kids, right? Mm-mm. I was a newly married bonus mom. So I started my business before I met my husband. Newly married bonus mom, trying to get all the brownie points, trying to learn how to raise kids because I didn't have any of my own. And I had to do two daytime jobs. Listen, you have 24 hours in a day. Now, 8 of those we take away because we need to sleep. So what's that? 16 hours that are left? You have 16 hours. My question to you is how strategic are you with the hours you have in a day? Now, when I started my business alongside my 9 to 5, I was clear. My lunch hour was mine. I used to get up at 4 a.m. Did I like it? Mm-mm. But I was focused on what I really, really wanted. I'd get up at 4 a.m. before my bonus kids get up. I would come in here in my office. I'm in my office, same one I had when they were little. Looks better than it did then. Anyway, I'd come in here, do what I needed to do. Then I'd get them up at 6. And by the way, if they woke up at 4, trust me, they're not trying to talk to me. They'd be walking to the bathroom with their eyes closed, not thinking about me at 4. But at 6, 6:30, wake them up, get them ready for the day, breakfast, off to school or camp or whatever we were dealing with at that season. And then I'd get on the train sometimes. Sometimes I would take the train to work just so I could work while I was on the train. And sometimes I would drive. But then I'd get to work. I usually would try to get to work early. If I could get to work by 7:30, from 7:30 to 9, I could have my time to work on my business with my door closed. That's so funny. I have a colleague, she's still my friend to this day. And she would say, Girl, I didn't know you were here. I did that on purpose. I got to work early to work on my stuff, not to be working on my company stuff. I said it. So if my door is closed, nobody knows I'm there. Then I'd work. 12 o'clock is my lunch hour. So when I didn't have my own office, I would go sit in my car and do my coaching calls. So I'm only sharing that with you is because if you are strategic with your days, anything is possible. But when you do whatever, whenever, however, without strategy, yeah, of course, you're not able to do it and maintain your full-time job. Listen, I did it and I still had date night Friday. I still went out with my girlfriends. So you've got to be really strategic with your time and plan out your days. The other thing you've got to know is no is a complete sentence. When you tell somebody no, you can't do something, if you start explaining why, they talk you out of your no. So if you're going to be able to do this thing that you greatly desire, you've got to be focused and committed and be willing to plan out every hour strategically. Say no to the things that come at you. Even listen, when I had a full-time job, if my boss said, Can you do this meeting at noon? I would say I could do it at 2. So I wouldn't say no out loud, but that was a no. Because if I said no, then he'd be asking me what I was doing at 12. Well, you can move your lunch. No, I have something to do, but I can't, I didn't want to try to unpack that. So if I just gave him a edit, another alternative, he never knew I was saying no. Make sense, y'all? Okay, so number 1, I'll wait till I quit. Number 2, I can't do this and maintain a full-time job. This number 3 is one of my favorites. You ready? There are other people already doing this. There are people already out there doing this. Listen, if you think about it, there is like a dentist on every corner. Why is that? Why are there tons of dentists and tons of doctors and people still going to medical school? And yet, whatever it is you do, you're worried that no one's going to hire you because other people do it. Yes, other people do it. But you got to understand there are people that you are assigned to. Now, I talked about this in another episode of Bankroll Your Brands Thursdays, and I'm not going to dig into it deep today. This is all about purpose. There are people assigned to you. I'm going to give you a gift to help you with that, but hold tight. I'll tell you that at the end. Should have written it on the thing, but I didn't. When people are assigned to you, no one else can help them but you. You got to understand, I always say God is God of systems. If you don't believe me, go read Genesis. And it talks about how God created things in a certain order. Even if you don't believe me, think about your body. And our body is a whole system. The way when you eat and you swallow, and what happens to your food when you swallow, and the way blood, I can go on and on and on. And I'm not a scientist. So, stuff I would say wouldn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying. All the stuff we learned back in science back in the day about our reproductive system works and all the systems that make up our bodies. So I'm saying that Because yes, there are other people that are out there that do what you do, but nobody does it like you. And then there are a group of people that will go, "Oh, I like her. Oh, I like him. Oh, something about him." That's because they are assigned to you. But they can't see they're assigned to you if you're hiding. They can't see they're assigned to you if you're worried about what other people are doing, if you're living in perception, if you're worried about public opinion, if you're worried about people judging you. So, yes, there are other people that do what you do. But you've got to know that nobody does it like you. The question is, are you standing the full power of that thing called you? Mm-mm-mm, right? The fourth one is, I'm too old to start now. Woo! If I had a dollar for every woman that told me that. I work 90% of my clients are women, so I do still work with a few good men. So fellas, don't think I leave you out. But so many women that come to me are in their 50s and 60s and they say it's too late. Listen, it's never too late. The one thing I know for sure is when I die and get to go meet God face to face, I do not want him to tell me, girl, go back, you didn't do it. So I'd rather start it late than never at all. Plus, you've got to know that that thing that's rumbling in you, the reason why it's resonating with you so heavily is because that is why God put you here on earth. That's why you keep thinking about it and praying about it and contemplating about it. And every day that you put it off, saying things like, I'll wait until, or I can't do this now, or other people do it. Every day you put it off, you're procrastinating. Every day you put it off, you're putting off somebody's answered prayer. Every day you put it off, you're putting off being all that God created you to be. Every day you put it off, you are putting off all the revenue that's attached to it. See, what I know from my own experience is when you say yes and you play full out what God has called you to be, oh, revenue comes back to you. That's how God works. That's his gift for good service. Right? So it's never too late. It's never too late. Even those of you that have been, you've tried, you failed, you've had some failed attempts at starting a business, sometimes it takes you those failed attempts for you to be ready now. There's a Bible verse that says all things work together for the good. As Romans, I think it's Romans 8:28. I think 8:28, somewhere around there, right? Somebody typing in the comments. I didn't know I was going to say it, so I didn't look it up, and my Bible's not near me for me to look it up. All things work together for the good. It doesn't say few things, it doesn't say some things. The Bible verse says all things. So when I think about my own journey, and I started in the entertainment industry, which is a job I dreamed of since I was 7 years old, and I loved every minute of it. But then that rumble came. That rumble came, and what I began in that first step, I started working with African American teenage girls in my church, and some of you guys have heard my story. Loved every minute of it. That volunteer work became a nonprofit. That nonprofit at one church became a national nonprofit with 10 chapters in 10 cities across the country. But God wasn't done yet. That catapulted me into this work as my girls started having what I call grown folks issues. Stuff like I have the job I've always wanted, but I'm not making the money I thought I should make, or I don't like it, or something feels missing. But here's what I know for sure. Had I not done all the things I did before this, I would not have been ready for this, because God has used everything I've learned. My production background, entertainment, I produce people. That's really what I do. I worked in casting and talent development. I went on to get my master's degree in social work because of the work I was doing with teenage girls. And so the thing that I do masterfully is I help you meet people where they are, not where they're supposed to be, but where they are, which is how you serve people, not sell. If you've been around me, you've heard me talk about this, about the difference between serving and selling. And why dare I say I'm successful? Because I serve people. I don't sell ever. Because listen, selling people doesn't feel good. When I serve you, I know it's for your good, right? So if I even say now at 51, soon to be 52 years old, because there is so much more that I know God has for me, and I'm not there yet. If I say, well, it's too late for me. But instead, what I do is I shift that belief and I look at all that I had to do to be here now. All the work I've learned, all the mindset shifting things I've done, all the things I've done to work on me. I could go on and on. That the place I'm in now is so sweet. I could have never been here had I not gone through all the things I did before. Even another great example of that, if you read the book Becoming by Michelle Obama, she talks about this. I think it's in like chapter 10. The fact that she had matriculated through law school, not just any law school, Harvard Law, and she was good at it. She was up to be a partner at a law firm, and she realized that she hated it. Now, I remember telling the story at a speaking event maybe about a year ago. And a woman said to me, "So do you think that Michelle Obama going to law school was a waste?" I said, "No." Do you think she would have been a phenomenal first lady without it? Because that law degree helped all of us. It helped her be strategic. It helped her rise above all the craziness. When they go low, we go high. I know that that law background helped her have this continence about her, plus who she be. But those things combined, so you're never too old. The question is, will you say yes to the calling that's happening in your life? That's why you have that big rumble in your belly to do what you do and be who you be. Okay, so quick review. Number one, I will wait until I quit. Or by the way, it should be I will wait until dot dot dot. Some women say I'll wait till my kids graduate from college. One woman had the audacity to tell me I'm gonna wait until I lose weight. And I said to her, "So are you teaching weight loss?" And she said, "No." Well, what's your weight got to do with you doing the thing that you do? So anything that you say after I will wait until is called an excuse. And dare I say, it's really fear speaking. See, anytime God is calling you to play bigger than you've ever played before, it's scary. So by matter of fact, all these answers I'm giving you, are you trying to stay in your comfort zone? You're fighting it. And you've got to understand your comfort and your conviction can never coexist. Say that one more time. Your comfort and your conviction can never coexist. Why? Because when God is calling you to bigger than where you are, it's going to be uncomfortable because you've never been there. And if you've already been there, then what would you'd already be at the level that, like, for instance, when I think about that, this is what's coming in my head. If I was already at Oprah like status, I wouldn't need to be trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. But even Oprah pushed herself out of her comfort zone. When she had her successful TV show for 25 years, she could have stayed in comfort and stayed in that show. But something rumbled inside of her. Now, I haven't asked Oprah this yet. I'll ask her when I meet her. Put that out there. But there was a rumble in her to start a network. Now, let me tell you, OWN is my favorite network right now. However, what we forget is that when OWN first started, it failed miserably the first year. So she could have quit again and gone back to comfort and said, "I'm going to go back to my show." I'm sure all her friends were saying, "Girl, you know you need to go back to your show." I was thinking it. How about you? But she didn't let fear stop her. So my encouragement to you as I'm sharing these with you is I want you to see where fear is hindering you. Which in these 6 areas is faith not winning out? Faith is fear in reverse. So you can either fear or you can have faith. And faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That's Hebrews 11:1. So in order for you to believe it, you're not going to see it. Just not. You just got to trust, right? So quick review before I do 5 and 6. Number 1, I'll wait until I quit. Number 2, I can't do this and maintain my full-time job. Number 3, there are other people already doing this. Number 4, I'm too old to start now. Number 5, but I don't have a website. So what? So many people have all these things that they think they have to do before they start a business. I need to do my website. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't need a website. Now you will eventually, but when you first start out, you don't need one. You need a sales page because that's what you're going to take people to. You don't need a website yet. And yet again, that's an excuse. And even what to put on a website, sometimes you don't even know who your ideal client is. You don't know what your purpose is yet. So how are you going to build a website? It might look good, but it might say absolutely nothing at all because you're not clear. So you waste all that money on pretty pictures that says nothing to the result you create in the world. So my challenge to you is not to build your website first. Build your purpose first. Be clear and uncompromising on what your purpose is. Then do the work of building your website. So you don't need one. Waste your money up front when you're not clear. And then number 6, I'm doing this all by myself. Listen, so many people think that you have to have a huge team to start your business. You do not. So would you be surprised if I told you I have 8 people on my team? But how many of them do you think are employees? I only have 1 employee, which is me. Everybody else is an independent contractor. I use them as I need them. My assistant is even an independent contractor. And so the reason I even discovered this is I started thinking, do I really need everybody full time? And I don't have money for benefits yet. Well, I probably do now, but when I first started, I didn't. And even as a small business owner, I had to really think about, even at this juncture, in my director of accounting, who also is an independent contractor, we were talking about that. Do I start hiring full-time employees? I don't need them yet. because everything I'm doing, I'm able to do it in a way that my independent contractors can do their piece and still work with other people. So yes, you're doing it all by yourself. Here's the other thing. I see so many people, you got to understand your purpose is your purpose. It's not your husbands or your wives, depending on who you are. It's not your mates, it's not your best friends, it's not your families, it's yours. So it's up to you to do it. You can't make people help you. It's just like when you're pregnant, nobody can push that baby out but you. It's not anyone else's responsibility. Stop looking for other people to help you, and you help yourself. This is where you get a coach. Listen, I remember when my business was failing, and if those of you that have been here with me for a while, you know I've told that story, that my business failed for 17 years because I was trying to do it by myself and I needed help. It wasn't until I invested in a coach that my business shifted overnight. And so for those of you that are saying you need help, and this is where I was like, oh, I should have written this out before. Hold on. I have a gift for you. I have a free training that really will help you. And I didn't think about it until I started talking about it. So it's called Align Your Purpose with Profit. I'm typing it in so I can put it align your, this is me being rogue, y'all, purpose with profit.com. If I could talk as fast, if I could type as fast as I talk. There it is. So for those of you that are saying, Nicole, I'm ready to start my purpose focused business, or you've started it and you haven't hit predictable revenue, there's a few reasons that you aren't. As I walk you through, it's a 3-day masterclass. And those 3 days, I'll walk you through the 3 areas you've got to pull forward. So it's alignyourpurposewithprofit.com. Take the class, it's free. Take the class and get clear on where you are, get the insight you need to move your purpose forward. And also, as you do that work, there's also, I want you to check where you are in these 6 beliefs. I'm going to repeat them again. Number 1, I'll wait until I quit. Number 2, I can do this and maintain my full-time job. Number 3, there are other people already doing this. Number 4, I'm too old to start now. Number 5, but I don't have a website. And number 6, I'm doing this all by myself. Now, I wrote it out so I can put it on the screen. Y'all can see that, right? I'm going to hold it straight. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to identify, where are you in these 6? Where are you being hindered? Where can you really up-level your ability to work in your purpose? Where can you be clear on what's holding you back? See, what I know for sure is there's a Bible verse that says the enemy comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. This is John 10:10, by the way. And then Jesus says, but I have come that you have life and have it more abundantly. See, that abundantly is tied to living in your purpose. That abundantly is tied to living as the highest and best version of who you were created to be. But the enemy comes to steal, kill, and to destroy. Now, these are just 6 beliefs. See, he'll take an area that you're in deficit. He'll take an area where you feel like, oh, I can't do that because I need to wait until I quit. Oh, I feel guilty because my kids need me. Or I can't do this and work in my full-time job. I'll get fired. Whatever that is, I can go through all 6. That's the enemy coming to steal, kill, and destroy the lane that God created you to dwell in. My mission in this thing called life is to get you clear and in alignment with your assignment. That's why I do everything I do. And then when you get clear and uncompromising, you increase in income, you increase in influence, and of course, well, excuse me, I should have said you increase in impact, you increase in influence, and then you increase in income. And that's God's gift back to you. So again, those of you that are saying, Nicole, I need help, take the training, align your purpose with profit, get the insight you need. Don't wait. Do the work and watch how God shows up as you do the work. Now, the other thing I want to encourage you to do, again, any topic that you want me to cover in these segments, send us an email, byb@blackdoctor.org, because I want to make sure that there's value in these Thursdays that I come to you. Now, at least once a month, I pour into you a segment like this. And this segment came from me watching your comments. And I read every single comment. I mean, I get to comment on all of them, but I read every single one. Now, in addition to these Thursdays, I also give tools, strategy, insight on my Instagram page. So follow me on Instagram at nrobertsjones so you get ongoing insight, ongoing strategy, ongoing encouragement, ongoing. So with that, that's our episode for this week. So join me next Thursday where we have another episode of Bankroll Your Brains Thursdays, where I either bring you some yummy insight from an expert, or I come and train you everything you need to live as the highest and best version of who God created you to be. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.